This past week, the Pirates had a golden opportunity to show that they belonged. They had a tough task. They were going to face the Braves on the road and then the defending back-to-back champ Dodgers at home. And it's only 6 games. It's barely a blip on their season radar, but it was a chance to announce to the rest of the league, hey, we're serious. We're going to be in this postseason mix. And they did not come through this past week. Good morning and welcome to Offbeat here on North Shore 9 presented by FanDuel. My name is Alex Stumpf and this is a daily look at your Pittsburgh Pirates, who did not have the pitching on Thursday night. And it's weird to say that because coming into the year, it was pitching, 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 pitching. And like we talked about earlier this week, this has been on the season a top 5 offense and a pitching staff that's average, a rotation that has been maybe a little above average, but is trending in the wrong direction right now. On Thursday, Mitch Keller, he's in a rough spot right now. That's 3 straight starts where he did not go 5 innings. The last time that happened was May of 2022. And that was kind of like the breaking point of Mitch at that point, of whenever he was about to have that appearance out of the bullpen. He was going to start throwing the sinker. It was kind of like okay, career is on the line type of moment. That's the last time he has had this type of slump. Because even in previous years, whenever Mitch Keller doesn't have it, he at least 8 innings. He wasn't going to let the bullpen wear it. He was still going to be able to go 5 and 6. And if his ERA is up a little higher at the end of the year because of it, it was for the betterment of the team. Right now, he's not getting outs. Right now, he's walking batters. He's not getting deep in the games. And yet, maybe Thursday's different if Nick Gonzalez is able to make that catch on the Kyle Tucker ball. But that was a tough play for any third baseman. That was a tough task. He doesn't come through there, and he continues. Maybe it turns out differently, but even so, it did not look like Keller had his A stuff. And that's not just him. I mean, I look at this rotation right now, and I think there's reason for genuine concern. Paul Skenes had a good outing his last time out, but over the last couple weeks has not been to his Cy Young self. Braxton Ashcraft, one bad outing. I'm not going to overreact to that, but he's going to be on an inning watch this year. I don't know how deep he can get into games for the foreseeable future. This is whenever the Pirates started the 5 and dives with Paul Skenes leading up to the All-Star game last year to manage his inning to make sure he didn't go over 200. Is the same going to happen for Braxton Ashcraft? Jared Jones, he's pretty much been on like an 80, 85 pitch count each outing. How deep can he go into games? I mean, it's a rotation. And Bubba Chandler, I mean, the control issues, he's just been a wild card, a rookie trying to figure this out in the majors. All told, you have a rotation that I don't know how confidently you can plan on them going deep into games right now. And you've got a bullpen that's just been a mess. We talk about Tuesday, Wilbur Dotel blows up. He has his first bad outing. And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to pile on the kid. He's won a couple games for this team. He's pitching out a role that he's barely pitched out as a pro. He kind of has earned a mulligan. The bigger issue is that a 23-year-old who is pitching in his 8th major league game in a role that he's not really accustomed to was by far Don Kelly's best option in a tie game in the 7th. We saw Evan Sisk pitch in a leverage spot on Thursday. And it's like, is that just what this bullpen is right now? Just throwing guys in those high leverage spots and hoping for the best, not really based off of their track record, but just because who else is there? Is it just holding your breath to get to Gregory Soto, who in himself has a 3 ERA? There are issues there. The offense, Losing Oneil Cruz really hurts. But you know what? They're still hitting. They're getting contributions from places you wouldn't necessarily expect. Rafael Flores Jr. was the rookie fourth string catcher who got a start because Henry Davis is on the paternity list and Andy Rodriguez, he's going to avoid the IL, it looks like, but a little banged up. He needs to sit a day. What does he do? Oh, he just hits a monster shot to center field. He hits an RBI double later in the game. He's having great at bats. He's contributing. Tyler Callahan came off the bench. More good at bats from him. He had a really good series. Like they're getting contributions elsewhere. The top of the lineup, like Lau had a good series, nearly hit a, big home run on Thursday. There's O'Hearn, there's Reynolds, like they're getting contributions offensively. This is a top 5 offense, but I'm holding my breath on what that is going to look like in the future without Oneil Cruz setting the pace. And this is something that he's going to be out a matter of weeks. So the strength is the offense, who is without arguably their best hitter. The pitching staff, which was supposed to be the strength, all of them are stumbling pretty much at this point or have the innings limits or pitch limits hanging over because of arm care health. This is a team that's in a rough spot right now. And that needs to be taken into consideration whenever we look at this last week. They weren't exactly on the best of footings. They're facing the team with the best record in baseball on the road, back-to-back champs at home. It's tough, but it's like, you know what? Even if they win 2, 3, 4 of those games, that's a big message right there. You occasionally see on these power rankings the Pirates hanging around near the top because there is that much talent on this team. But talent isn't always the team. You need to be able to pull things together to find ways to win. And they did on Wednesday, but Wednesday was the type of game that shouldn't have devolved into what it devolved into. They came out on top, but that was not how you draw it up. They couldn't pull that same type of win off Thursday. Falling behind big and hoping the offense can catch up is not a sustainable path for winning. It's not what they constructed this team to do. And whenever you face two of the league's best teams, if you let them get ahead, they're going to hold on to those leads. And they showed why the Braves are going to win the NL East and why the Dodgers are probably, almost certainly, going to win the NL West yet again. Pirates want to compete for a postseason spot, NL Central crown. It's 6 games. Them going 1-5 doesn't mean that they are not capable of competing. But this had the potential to be an entrance week. Burst on in the scene. Schedule turns over to June and be like, all right, we're ready to roll. And that did not come to fruition. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, Text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
The schedule doesn't exactly let up. Like, next two series are the Marlins and then the Athletics. Two teams that are young, scrappy, fun. I know they're not all the way there, but there's talent. Series in Colorado, that's the breather here. But then it's the Mariners, who I know they're not doing as well as they did last year, but they were a game away from the World Series. The Reds, a reigning playoff team, I know they're in last place in this very crowded division, but they're hanging in there still. Phillies, maybe the hottest team in baseball. Nationals, best hitting team in baseball. And then it's the Braves and the Brewers. Two teams at the top of their division. Those games against the Rockies, they got to win at least two of those. And they just got to kind of find a way to keep their head above water. Because after the break, it's Guardians, it's Yankees, it's Cubs, it's D-backs, it's Reds, and then it's the trade deadline. There really isn't a stretch where they can just not say coast, but you go to the ballpark thinking like, yeah, okay, they are clearly the better team. This is a really rough stretch of the schedule, and this is a really bad time to be without their best hitter, to be without a rotation that can go deep into games, to be without middle relief that could get to the back end of the bullpen, to be a back end of the bullpen that is basically just Gregory Soto right now. They are in a real tough spot. And a couple wins this past week would have gone a long way to at least show like, hey, we're wearing it right now. This is a put your nose down, try to grind through it type of season right now. We're in that portion of the season. But we showed that even in this, we can hang with the best in baseball. And it's two series. I get you can't really look too much into it, especially in June. But all the things that there were concerns about this team, the middle relief, the defense, played factors into those losses. I think the pitching has to even out at some point. Maybe Jones and Ashcraft are always going to be under some sort of pitch counter, innings watch, or whatever. But like Skenes will eventually figure this all out. Mitch Keller, I am a little concerned about where he is right now and just the performance and the losing the velocity and losing the ability to throw off-speed pitches in the zone. There's a lot that's going on right now that doesn't seem right. But I think he's going to figure something out eventually. Bubba Chandler, the same thing. But those are all theoreticals right now. This is a team that had a bad week. And they really could use a good week again soon. Thank you so much for listening to Offbeat here on North Shore 9 presented by FanDuel. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe wherever you find a podcast or check us out on YouTube if you want to see my smiling face. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good weekend. We'll talk again on Monday.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.